What's going on, guys? My name is Lieben, and today I'm going to be installing an oil catch can on my Blue 350Z. Now this catch can kit right here is a pretty cheap one. I got it off of Amazon. If I remember correctly, it was like 25 bucks. But I'm pretty sure this can get the job done. So what the kit came with was obviously the oil catch can right here. It also came with the connecting points where you just screw on right here. There's two sizes depending on which kind of hose you decide to use. It comes with some I guess metal cloth type thing, which says that you can actually put this inside of here to help it catch some more oil. I don't think I will be doing that just because I know that there's gonna be air going through here, and I don't know if I trust it enough that this won't eventually be blown back into the engine. That would obviously not be a good thing. And then it also brings a hose right here. It only brings one, so I did have to go to the auto parts store and get another one, which this one actually feels a lot more stiffer. Feels better than this one. Seems like this one's a bit more cheaper. And I also went ahead and got some Teflon tape because you will have to put some around the threads so that there's no air leaking through here, or oil. And then in the box, like usual, you always get some sort of decal. Apparently the brand for this is Evil Energy. And then there's also some instructions. This is a universal kit, so the instructions are pretty basic. It's not really specific for the Z, but from what I've seen, it's pretty straightforward. There really shouldn't be any complications. Alright, so moving on to my Z. The reason why I'm putting the oil catch can is because the previous owner actually had put the filter on here to let any of the smoke go out. I've seen that that's pretty common with the Z's. A lot of owners do that. The issue with this one is that my previous engine didn't seem to be burning oil, so you wouldn't get smoke coming out. This one, however, does blow quite a bit of oil. Burn quite a bit of oil, so you see it back there in the tailpipe, and you actually also see here in the engine. I recently washed it, which is why it doesn't look as bad as it usually is, but if you leave it like this for quite a while, it gets pretty bad in here. And then actually you can still see it here on the hood, so it does get pretty bad. And the other thing is that I've seen that ever since I've had this car, it kind of idles. It's not that bad, but it always fluctuates like between 75 and 1000 RPM, well 750 and 1000 RPM. And I started thinking that I wonder if it's because since the PVC pipe is not connected, it's letting air come out, but then there's no air going back into it. So those are going to be two of the main reasons why I'm gonna go ahead and put a oil catch can on it. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get started now. Okay, so first thing is that I'm gonna put some Teflon tape onto the screws right here. I went ahead and found out that this one right here, this tip right here, best fits both of these hoses right there. So these are gonna be the ones that I'm gonna use. Alright, so I put some Teflon tape on both of these connectors. You also want to be careful to make sure that the inside of it doesn't have any Teflon. The last thing you want is for some of this to go inside your engine. So now I'll go ahead and screw these on to the actual catch can. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and use a 19mm wrench to go ahead and just give it the final tightening down. There we go. Now you don't want to tighten it down too much because I believe all this is made from aluminum, and you could either damage the assembly or the threads inside. Okay, now that I have this part done, I'm gonna go ahead and see where on the car I can actually go ahead and install this. the kit didn't come with any brackets or anything like that, so I'm gonna see if there's a place I can go ahead and kind of have it fitting snug until I can make some sort of bracket or buy a bracket. Alright guys, so the best method I found was actually to fit it right here in this spot. What I went ahead and did, I had to actually turn this bracket off to the side so it would give me enough room, and also this one right here, because there's just enough room to sit the can in here. And also what I went ahead and did is I had to actually kind of go ahead and open this I guess handle a little bit more. Right here, as you can see that space, it comes really snug. I used cloth to not damage the catch can, and then a screwdriver to pry it a little bit open, and now it can actually go ahead and slide through here, and that keeps it secured in place. I'll go ahead and show you guys right now. Just like that. And now, I mean, it is a little wiggly, but I mean, at least I don't have to worry about it completely falling off or whatever. And the good thing about that is that I can also just go ahead and pull it up the same way, and I can go ahead and screw it whenever it gets full of oil. Okay, so now that I know where the oil catch can is going to be seated, I'm going to go ahead and remove this filter right here, and also this little cap that it has right here, so I can go ahead and measure the hose length that I'm going to go ahead and use. I believe this right here, I can just pop it off. Never mind, it actually has a little securing bracket. Okay, I took the filter off, and there is actually quite a bit of oil, which is not a good thing, and that also explains why it was burning so much oil. But now I can go ahead and run the hose from there to the side that says in, and then this other side is out. This is where the clean air should come out of, and that is gonna go back into the plenum spacer. Or not the plenum spacer, but the actual plenum intake. Alright, and here I have the hose going into the catch can right there from the PVC valve, and here I routed the hose going out onto the plenum. So now basically the only thing that's left is putting on the brackets on here to secure the hoses in place, and that will be basically it. Yeah, it was a pretty simple install. It's pretty straightforward. The only thing that I would say is that probably getting a bracket for this would probably be a better idea, but besides from that, like I said, it was a pretty simple install. And there we have it, the final install catch can. One of the other things I forgot to mention that I actually forgot to do but would be a good idea is actually making sure that, because I put the line over everything else, I'm gonna go ahead and check to make sure that the hood isn't actually rubbing against it, because I mean, if it is, it could end up chafing it, and that would not be a good thing. So I'll go ahead and do that. Alright, and no, it seems to fit perfectly, which is a good thing. Alright, and like I said guys, the two main reasons why I was installing this catch can was, one, because of the smoke issue in the engine bay. I don't want to have to continue cleaning all of this. This is a good alternative because all of this junk that you see up here stays right here with any of the oil, and all the clean air goes back into the plenum. And like I said, the second reason why I'm doing this is because I want the engine to be as OEM spec as it can be regarding the air inflow. While that was initially capped off, there was no air going back into the engine, and hopefully that helps the engine rev a little bit better, and that causes it to not have as much fluctuation in the RPM. But yeah guys, I currently don't have the air intake on because I was doing something else, but I'll go ahead and install that, then turn the car on, and hopefully everything is good. I mean, I don't see anything bad happening. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's install, guys. I'll go ahead and see you guys in the next one.